I'm seeing the rise of a new form of narcissism. I'm going to call it justified narcissism because it is blatant narcissism, but it's packaged ethically, sort of. It's packaged in a way that you must honor it, because a hall pass has been fused onto the narcissism that makes it look valid. Now, there are cases of true reasons why people need to constantly honor themselves and take care of themselves. And there's a distinction between the two. Let me start. First of all, narcissism, you all know what it is. It is where you have a self-indulgent person who is so involved in what they're feeling, nobody else counts, and especially you, who unfortunately may be in love with them, dating them, or worse yet, married to them. There is no you. Every decision is what works for them, and you suffer the fallout. They probably never show up on time. They don't do what you want them to do. They don't do what they've agreed to do. They're very selfish and miserly with not only their time, but their money. All of these things. Narcissism. It's about them. And you can get programmed into taking care of them, because part of the narcissistic trap is that you get rewarded for attending to them, because you might get a small amount of attention. Correct? So, a justified narcissist attaches a hall pass to their narcissism, but it's not valid. I want to be exceedingly clear about this for those that are listening. There are people that have psychological and mental conditions that disallow them to be participatory in the way that most others would understand. I am not talking about this. I am talking about somebody who grabs one of those terms and applies it to themselves falsely, for play, for mileage, to use you, and to have everybody set up around them to be conditioned to tiptoe. It is grabbed onto. It is not organic. And this is the difference. Let's take, for example, a good case. Here's somebody, when you hear a woman, maybe she's recently divorced and she was married for 35 plus years, gave her entire life to her kids to make sure they were okay, scrapes her way free, gets some money, finally divorces the abusive, emotionally and psychologically abusive partner, and gets free and starts dating, might say to you honestly, look, just so you know, this is me time. This is about me once in my life. And she's actually real because she's making a major correction that's needed and necessary. So that is what I call valid. And she's honest about it. Look, I don't know how much I have to give. I've just come out of a long-term relationship. I want to have some fun. I got to be real with you. And she might do some selfish things, but she knows it and she'll own it. And she'll say, look, I'm really sorry, but I can't do this. I'm sorry. I know that that was selfish of me. I don't think I'm ready for this. They'll own it. Then there's the person that fakes it and has you tiptoeing around them for fear that you're not being attentive enough because they're so sensitive. And again, it's not real, but it's a great excuse. There's a real difference here. And I want you to know that whenever somebody doesn't value your time, they stand you up repeatedly. And then they tell you they just weren't feeling like it because they had to take care of themselves. And again, not real, not a real scenario, okay? Please, I really want to make this clear. Yeah, because they just didn't want to show up because they were busy doing something else. It was more fun. It wasn't like it was a mental health situation. They just didn't feel like coming. Or they don't call you, or they don't see you, or they don't spend any money on you. Or they want you to spend all your money on them. They expect you to completely take care of them when they show up. They don't even ask you how you're doing. They unload with their life, and then you're supposed to listen and help and run into action to fix everything for them because they've got you programmed. This is justified narcissism. They have attached a real thing that is not real for them as to why you must follow these rules, because you'd be horrible if you didn't. Take a look at the relationship and see if you're being bamboozled or not. I'm watching this play out in a couple of different people right now, and it's so disheartening because I can't wake them up to it because they keep calling on that hall pass. I'm like, that's not valid. That doesn't excuse this behavior. It doesn't excuse that. It doesn't excuse this. And I keep seeing it. It's clear as day. So where a person puts their time, where they put their thoughtfulness, where they put their money, where they put their attention, that shows you what they care for. And if all they're doing is themselves, you got to really think, do I want to be in a relationship with this person? Because that's justified narcissism. When I call them out on it, they tell me, no, 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 I'm doing this for my health. This is me taking care of myself. You taking care of yourself should not be at my direct expense or anybody else's. That's the bottom line. Okay? Susan Winter for susanwinter.net. If you want to chat me up and you want a consultation, check out the different forms that can happen in. And you can also buy my books on Amazon. And you can listen to my show on Amazon Prime and iTunes and Spotify and everything else. The Susan Winter Show. Thanks all.